Hello again. It's Miss Karen Stotzenberger. Um, Hopefully you guys had a pretty successful lesson. There were some videos in there that were super helpful for me and getting to know Big 6, and then some videos that kind of broke it down pretty well for us. So let's go ahead and wrap up what we've been learning here today. So review the lesson purpose. So remember, at the beginning of the lesson, you were promised that you'd be able to use this Big 6 research process on any topic. And hopefully, you have found that by using the Big 6 method, you will be able to effectively research any topic. Let's continue. So, I'm going to X out of here in a second and introduce you to the lesson handout. This is something that you can take with you. As kind of a reminder and also a worksheet if you're researching and you don't have a way to jot down or organize in if you're not provided something, this is something that you can use. So let's check it out. This is just a lesson guide, and I know it looks like a lot of text at first, but I promise it's going to be really very helpful for you. So the reason it's in two columns is on the left side over here, where it has all of the Big 6 steps in order with just the smaller parts broken down below. That's on one side, and then if you want, you can fold it in half if you just need a little cheat sheet, or if you need a quick reminder, you can look at this other column and kind of think, okay, so I know that this step is next, but I forget, what do I even do in this step? So if you know you're on task number 1, which is task definition, you can jump over here and look at reminder in the column, the reminder column number 1. So if you look at task definition, remember you're thinking about your topic and your assignment. So what all does it need to have? That sort of stuff. And it's the same for all of the Big 6 steps. So on the left side is just a bulleted, very brief point list of the steps, and on the right is the kind of summarized reminders of what you do in the step. And then on the back side of the paper is the worksheet that I was talking about. So you can use this if you'd like to organize the information as you research. There's a room for your research question at the top with kind of a silly example. And then some fill in the blank areas, so reminders of where you can find some information, and then reminders of, okay, the best information is going to probably be here. Um, it's pretty straightforward. And then finally, at the very bottom, there are even more research resources for if you're having trouble with the Big 6, and this handout does not help. So these are all websites, and all of these websites talk about the Big 6, and all of them are a little bit different. So you'll be able to check those out if you need some help remembering. So let's jump back onto our PowerPoint. So let's take a quick reminder, like to summarize these Big 6 steps. So the first step is task definition. So like I said a second ago, this is where you're thinking about your topic and your assignment. So it's very important in this step to look at what is required in your assignment, and make sure that you, when you get to your finished product, you already know what needs to be on it and that you've already found that. And then make sure you're finding information that meets the requirements of the assignment and not going off track. Um, Step number 2 is looking for information seeking strategies. So this is when you're thinking about, okay, where do I find my resources, that sort of stuff. Um, I recommend making a list, a big list, and then narrowing down, okay, for my topic or for my purposes, this research go round, these are probably the best resources for me. So maybe Google might not always be the best resource, right? So step 3 is locating and accessing. So once you think about these resource places, you can go and start looking for items like books or articles. Even videos now are very, very popular for finding information about your topic. And the next step kind of goes in line with that. So once you find it, you're going to be reading it, or you're going to be watching the video or listening to a recording, and you're going to be trying to um, look for information that might fit your assignment. It's very easy in this step to kind of go off track. So it's good to have your bulleted reminders, okay, of this is the assignment and these are the um, areas where I am focusing. Okay, and step 5 is where you get all of your information, you start organizing it into your own understanding of your topic. So, you can organize by genre, you can organize by like subtopics. So the example research question on the handout is why is the sky blue? And once you start to research that, you might look into, you might be able to find information on wavelengths of light and that sort of thing, um, as well as ozone densities and all of that great scientific stuff. So you could organize that into separate, you could picture them as piles or lists of the information and start looking at, okay, so this is the reason that the sky is blue. So you kind of start coming to your own understanding. You're answering your question, I guess, in this step. And then finally, after you're done with everything, you're going to reflect or evaluate how your research process went this time. So you want to make sure, okay, your final product looks great, looks like someone helped you or that you are a professional. You definitely met all the requirements for your assignment. Um, and then it's kind of hard in this step, but you want to look at, okay, so was there any step in the research process where maybe I took too much time and I could have shortened that, or that I spent time looking for unnecessary information, that sort of stuff, so that next time when you go into researching again, you don't make the same mistakes. So, same thing for the conclusion this time. Make sure you're, don't try to rush, take things one step at a time. These are research is a time consuming process, but it can be very fun, especially if you're researching something that you're very interested in. Okay, hope you guys learned a lot, and now it's time to go and research. Have a great research.